What's going on? This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. The thinking class. That's a class of people who think, not just only think, but they do execute. Let me make sure that we understand and we're talking about today. We're talking, what can man learn from Jada again? Again? Yes, again. Jada Pickett Smith is back at it again. She's in the red table. Oh my God. What we say about that? Jada Pickett Smith is back at she's back on the red table again. Why? Why are you back at the red table again, Jada Pickett Smith? Why? Jada, why you got to get back on it? You waited about a couple months to get back on the red table to start talking about the situation with your husband, and Chris Rock. You waited all this time for things to blow over, for Dave Chappelle to get accosted or get attacked on stage. You waited for a lot of time to say, you know what? It's time for me to get on the red table and address what was said. Jada, why are you here again? Why, Jada? Why, Jada? Why? Jada Pickett Smith is an interesting character in the landscape of this modern day woman's movement. She has shown her hand, and she has said some things that have been sort of damaging for her husband, her children. And I understand the whole premise of being honest. I understand the whole premise of being honest and airing out what you feel and what you think and what's going on. But I'm realizing when we look at Monique, what's going on, Michael Jones? Let's with the fire contest. Salute, appreciate it. I understand with the whole thing with Monique. Now Jada's come back around and she said some things. Maybe Jada and Monique can have a red table talk and really talk it out. But I'm noticing a narrative that's going on. And I don't want to make it a color issue, particularly to Black women, but I'm noticing a narrative of that there's a disregard, and I'm still haven't got to the Jada Pickett thing, a disregard for the male species. Now, I know this has not been something that's new. I know this is something that hasn't been talked about before. There's millions of content creators talking about it, but I'm realizing that the daggers being thrown at the male species or as to the males and to the men has been targeted so strategically to damage the image, the mindset, the authority of men. Now, I'm probably going to repeat this again later on, but Jada Smith has came back on and started talking about the situation that took place at the Oscars. I believe everybody across the world knows what happened with the situation that took place at the Oscars. Elder Elliott, what's going on? Peace and blessings. Appreciate you. I know a lot of people has seen this situation. Will Smith felt disrespected because Chris Rock made a joke. What's going on, Chad? Made a joke about Jada Smith, and he felt that it was in his right to come up there and disrespect Chris Rock and actually slap him. And then he went back And Chris Rock said it was just a joke. And he came back and said, you know what? I really keep my wife's name out of your mouth. There's been allegations allegedly that Chris Rock and Jada Smith had a little thing that went on, and there's always allegations. But my thing here with Jada, what can men learn about Jada again? I'm not sure we really, and I got to look, and I could be wrong. Y'all can correct me in the chat room. What has Will Smith or Chris Rock really publicly said about the situation? And why do we feel is right for, shout out to you, appreciate that, Michael. Appreciate that. Why do we think it's okay for Jada to come to the red table of all tables to talk about the situation with two men? Can somebody explain that to me? Why do we feel that? Why do we think? Because I want to make sure we're talking to men first and then women are here. Why do we think it's okay that Jada took her platform, her red table, to address this issue between two men? That on some levels bothers me. It bothers me a little bit. It bothers me. The reason why it bothers me, because the situation, yes, was about you, but as we know, the two men had an altercation, a war in words, and a physical altercation that they need to resolve. So it makes me think that you want to use this platform that you have used to decimate Will Smith and other people and yourself as the way to leverage your platform with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And and I know when she read the script, when she read what she said, it was, trust me, I've been behind the scenes. It was thoroughly written out for her to say what she was going to say. What's going on, Shantia? It was thoroughly written out what she needed to say. She was reading from a teleprompter. I promise you, I've been on the other side of the camera. She's reading from a teleprompter. And the sincerity that we all are looking for, the empathy that we're looking from her, the honor that we're looking for her to give to her husband, it was not there. Now, I understand she used her platform. She used her platform as the way to leverage what? Her red carpet, her red table talks. That's all. This is what it is. Anybody knows that if two men, which is common, that men get into altercations about a woman. A lot of men are in jail. A lot of men have lost their lives over the woman. Don't matter what color, it don't matter. They lost their lives over a woman. A lot of wars were started over a woman and somebody was jealous. I know of a situation of a prominent person who was killed because he was jealous that the woman said another man's name while they were in bed. And he lost his life because of his jealousy over the woman. If I was to tell you who it was, you'd lose your mind, because history told you one thing, but the reality of what took place. Thank you. She's leveraging the most lucrative entity today, clout. Right. That's been right there. Because if the reality of it was, let's be very clear, these two men need to talk. Most likely they have talked behind the scenes, or their PR people have talked, or their lawyers have talked. But what you said it right there. She's leveraging the currency of clout. This is the prime time for me to say something about clout. That's what she's doing. She's leveraging the currency of clout. Now, don't get me wrong. Please understand, there are tons of men who are using the leverage of clout to push their name, to get them in front of the masses, so that their name is constantly remembered and constantly thought about. I understand that. It's a business. At the end of the day, whether we like it or not, Jada Pinkett Smith is in the business. So is everyone else who use clout. Whether we like it, it's a business. We may not like how they're doing it, but at the end of the day, it's a business. But my thing is, what's going to be next? Will she come out and say, hey, we're going to have another red table talk, and I'm going to go into this? Now, she said some kind words about Will Smith and Chris Rock. There were some pleasantries that were really nice. And that her hopes that they will work it out. That was good. The next thing I noticed that she said, and I should have pulled it up, the audio. That's what I should have pulled up, was the audio of her talking, because that would have been more. We could have broke it down. So that's my fault right there. But the next thing I noticed is that she's even though the situation was about her, what she's done is she's gone and messed in the mix with two men. I said it yesterday, and I'm saying it again. Sometimes a woman needs to know to step back and allow these two men to resolve the issues by themselves. Let me say that again. Sometimes a woman needs to step back and allow the two men to resolve the issues by themselves, even though it was about her. Even though it was about her, she needs to learn to step back and allow these two men to what? Let them handle this situation. Let me allow them to say what they need to say in public. Let me not be the spokeswoman to make my husband look worse than what he does look. We talked about that yesterday. So what can men really learn from Jada? What can men really learn from Jada Pinkett Smith? What can men really learn? I keep saying, and I'm going to say it again, you guys need to pick wisely who you decide to bring in your life and vice versa. She calls it all. The time to step in was when she saw Will get out of his chair. Her words are meaningless now. Correct. She had an opportunity to correct this, and she did not. Because you know why? It was about saving face. It was about saving her face. What's going on, Wade? It was about saving her face. Now, trust me, I'm all for this thing about bashing women and putting women down, but we need to talk about the behavior that took place. You took this long to address it. I call this into question. Why did you take so long to address this issue? And let me just flip the script. Why are you even saying anything about it in the first doggone place? Why are you saying something about that in the first doggone place? It's none right now. It's none of your business. It's about you, but it's none of your business. It's none of your business. Once again, a woman who has misstepped in order to what? As my brother said, to what? To get the clout that she's looking for. I promise you, it's always a learning, it's always teachable moments. And y'all might think that this is always teachable moments when it comes to Jada again. You know what I mean? It always a teachable moment. Now, the thing of it is, it might have seemed noble and wise for her to do that. It might have seemed like this is the perfect thing she should have did. But the reality of it is, All it is doing is stirring up the dust again. Oh, shoot. Here comes Jada again. Oh my God. I thought we got rid of the Smiths. And here she come again on the red table. You see, I got my red on the red table to talk again. Here she goes again. Here she goes again. She wants to be noticed. She wants somebody to notice her. And you notice at the end, I gotta find it because it's bothering me. If I can find it right quick. And you notice at the end, she wanted to make that her and Will are not on the rocks. They're not on the rocks, that their marriage is going to just work out like it is, and that everything's going to be all right. It's amazing. It's amazing how much they gotta tolerate this. It's when is it going to be enough? I'm trying to find the video, and forgive me for my not being prepped for this, but I should have the video prepped up and ready to go, because it's amazing what she has done. What she has done, she has fully there it is. Here we go. We see if we can get some audio on this. See if we can get some audio. And they use the same picture I use. Ain't that crazy?
The incident between husband Will Smith and Chris Rock during Wednesday's Red Table Talk discussion on alopecia. At the top of the episode, Pinkett Smith said, "This is a really important Red Table Talk on alopecia. Considering what I've been through with my own health and what happened at the Oscars, thousands have reached out to me with their stories." She then further dived into the incident at the Oscars, saying, "Now about Oscar night, my deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both, and we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then,
once again, she's made the situation about her alopecia. Think of, bro, you can't make this up. Let me get real here.
You can't make this up.
She made the whole thing about, oh, everybody reached out to me about my alopecia and everything I was going through. She made the situation about her. She made it about her. Once again, she made the whole situation about her. And I'm not coming against anyone who had alopecia. I understand that. Now she becomes an advocate for it and everything like that. But once again, she made it about her. She made the situation about her when it had nothing. The situation could have been what? Alleviated if she had stepped in and then Will not became emotional about it. She made it about her at the end of the day. And her hope is that they come together. Baby, they may not ever come together. They may not ever come together. And if we really want to go a little deep, now this is just my liberty, this is just my opinion. She had to get on that red table talk because you know why? She needed to make some money. Let's be very clear. She needed to make some what money? She needed to come back and say, hey, let me talk about this. Let me get this. It's relevant. It's still a little relevant. I'm still dealing with it. Let me talk about it. The question that we need to watch, what men can learn, what would she do after this whole blitz would coming onto the social media? Now, I'm going to talk about something else, too, because I don't want to spend all my time talking about Jada. I just don't want to do that. She came here that one time and messed the mic up. So let me do what Joe Blass said. Joe Blass says, don't overstay your welcome, Jada. That's first. Now you're speaking on them healing. You could have prevented all this as soon as you saw the beloved husband get up. Correct. I want to make sure I don't want to emphasize that. I don't want to over talk about Jada and what she's did. The social media, I know tons of women who are tired of Jada Pinkett Smith. They're tired of her. And what happens is it is when you realize something has ran its course, She has ran her course. There's nothing else she needs to say or do or even come close. There's nothing. She's overstayed her course. Let me read what Michael wrote. Jada is not a feminine woman. That's why Will has these problems. Jada is the masculine one, and Will is the feminine one in relationship. They will never work. That will never work. And that, you know what? I'll preface that what you said at the end. It will work for them. Not for me, but not for me and people. It ain't gonna work. I'm just saying it works for them. Now let's get very clear. It worked for some men. Some men want that position. She inserts herself in an attempt to steal his bread and butter. Right. So it may not work for us, but it may work for Will and Jada. It may just work for them, and it might be something that they are cool to do, and that's them. But the reality of it is, we know it goes against the very nature of a man and the very nature of the woman. So what's going on, Tara? It works for them. I think Jada has to do the healing that she thinks need to happen for her husband, and Chris Rock really needs to happen for her. She needs to clear up this whole red table thing, because it's been just a spewing out of things, of their issues and what's going on. This is the other thing. Let me say this about the red table. I watched some red tables. I think the red table should be a place, yeah, you can talk about it, but where are the solutions and where is the healing? And some things, and this just is my thing, and I was taught this out little, and I didn't always write about it. Some things don't need to be talked about in public. Certain things, certain family issues, I'm not saying they shouldn't be talked about, and I understand the whole premise of the red table, but certain things about your life should not be talked about in public. Some things need to be talked about behind closed doors. Some things need to be worked out behind closed doors. This thing what she did, we're coming on talking about Jade, about Will and Chris, should have been handled about closed doors. I guarantee a lawyer and a PR person crafting those words so that she doesn't say anything that's going to be damaging to Chris Rock and to her husband. So certain things should have been talked about on closed doors. Jada, she's stretching. She's longing to be a part of something. She's grabbing for straws. I guarantee, I can be wrong, she's going to come out later with another red table talk, and guess what's going to be? More of the same things. This was just the pre-show of what she was going to do. That's all it is. This was just the pre-show what Jada did. I guarantee she's going to come out with more. She's going to, couple of weeks or a week or two, she's going to come out again. I'm doing a red table talk. I'm going to talk. Someone's going to confront her about what she felt and what she thought about when Will Smith got up and smacked Chris Rock. Watch what happens. You can watch the handwriting on the wall. What's going to happen? Someone's going to say, well, Jada, what did you think? And she's going to go on this whole thing, and, my alopecia, and I didn't know, and I just sat there because Will is his own man, and I should have did this. She's going to have a lot of shouldas, coulda, what I could have did. I guarantee it. I guarantee it's a setup. What they did was they wanted to test the market to see if she was still relevant, or if she still she was going to get the hits that she was looking for, because she could have put this out before Monique did her situation. But they put it on after Monique and D.L. Hughley had their little falling out, whatever the case may be. And she put it out there and said, let me ride this wave a little bit. So what they're doing is testing out how the market, whether it's still relevant, still people are going to talk about it. So that's why the snippet was so short. And that's why it was crafted by the lawyer and by the PR person to make sure that Jada says the right thing. Now, if they get likes and comments and people talking about it, guess what's going to happen? They're going to go forward and bringing out more conversation about Jada, and mainly pay attention about alopecia. That's going to be the underbed. That's going to be the underbed thing. That's going to be the reason why she's bringing it out. Because she said in the clip, guess what? Oh, I got a lot of women that reached out to me. What's going on, Dante? I got a lot of women that reached out to me about alopecia, and I'm really now she becomes a what? Advocate for alopecia. You see how the game is ran? I keep telling you, game is not what you think, 10 toes down and all that. The real game is strategy. That's the real game. It is a strategic move to see how if we're going to talk about Jada Smith again. And guess what? We all done fell for the bait. I fell for the bait, and now I got her talking about her again on my show. It was bait to get you to talk about it. You guys, when you realize real game is strategic. That's all it's about. But let me say something. As the words of Beastie Boys, let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Apparently, and this is a sidebar, and I think I'm gonna do a whole thing on this. Apparently, I see something. LDA is really working for Will. Jada talked about Will not satisfy her in bed. Jada is embarrassing. Will in public. Jada wants Tupac and sell it for Will Smith. Right. It's not working for Will at all. But let me clear my throat. I got to get that. I'm going to get that sound bite. Let me clear my throat. Kick it over here, baby pop. Let me clear my throat about this, because somebody says something I got to address. Let me say something, because y'all done stirred up. You poked the bear. This doesn't make any sense. Let me say something. This is where spirituality and the game combines. This is the thinking class. This is where we talk about game. But let me clear my throat about something right quick. Because you wanted attention, you got attention. Let me say something to the ones who want to comment on videos that we put up here for the thinking class. So let me clear my throat, because I see something and I'm seeing a trend. Don't let yourself be the next person who's going to be a video about you and you make you famous. So let me correct something. If you do not like this content, if you don't agree with me, okay, I'm okay with that. You may not like my perspective and how I view things. I'm okay with that. You may even think that what I'm saying is foolish. You saying, why are you talking about Jada? I thought this was a man's channel. I thought, why do you even got women in here if this is a man's channel? But let me clear my throat today. Yes, it is spirituality. I do not push any particular religion. I push spirituality. Yes, I talk about the game, and the game I'm talking about is strategy. But let me clear my throat about something. To all you commenters, people who want to comment after I did the video, you have the opportunity to walk away and not listen to my comment, listen to my commentary, listen to this show. Let me say that again. You have the opportunity to not listen to my show. I did not force you, push you to listen to this show. If you feel I'm coming unfair against women, you haven't listened to the whole message of LDA and Jada. You have not listened to the full conversation. I'm going to say this. You haven't listened to the full conversation of what LDA talks about. I talk about spirituality and the game. Let me say this very clearly for those long people who write long commentaries after the videos. I appreciate the long commentaries, because what you're doing, you're saying that you're telling the YouTube algorithm, guess what? It must be something they're talking about. Let me go over and see more people. But let me say this clearly. Don't be coming over here trying to weaponize spirituality. Don't come over here trying to, if you want me to, don't come over here trying to weaponize your spirituality against me. This is the second time. Now I can talk about Jada, Will, I can talk about anybody I want to. It's my channel. If you don't like it, oh well. Guess what my grandfather said? Don't get mad, just leave. Don't comment. But don't come over here trying to weaponize your spirituality against me. I'm tired. I've seen it too many times. What's going on, Alfie? Now I'm going to say who it is. It has been women trying to weaponize their spirituality against me. Baby, you don't know who I am. You barely know my name. You don't know what training I have, and you don't know what side of spirituality I stand on. So next time you want to comment in my on my videos about my God's going to get you, don't say that because my Father's going to get you. You're trying to weaponize your spirituality. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't try to weaponize your spirituality over here. I've seen it too many times. And I have to say something about it. Back to Jada. Back to Jada. I had to do a little house cleaning because I think we got a lot of people who think because this is my God, he gonna do this to you. You can't say nothing. You cannot use your God to try to shut me up. You cannot use that. And I watched the numbers, it just went. Bloop. So if you got a problem with it, don't show up. Don't come to class. Your opinion means nothing because you have an opinion in a butthole, and neither one of them we don't care about. Back to Jada. Jada has clearly messed everything up. What men can learn from Jada, and this is the number one thing. Number one thing you can learn from Jada: don't pick a Jada Pickett. Don't do like Will and fall in love, send her 1,000 roses to her room when she did not want to marry you in the first place. Do not pick a Jada. That's the number one thing a man can learn from this situation. Do not pick a Jada Pickett Smith. What men can learn, do not pick her. Y'all need to let me get to the men. You need to get your fairy tale Disney World self together and not pick a Jada Pickett Smith or Jada Pickett. It was too many signs that Will Smith seen, but he ran past the stop sign and now he's crashing against the wall. Do not pick when she's in love with another man and not you. You need to move on. When she's talking, when she's doing this and doing, leave her alone. Stop thinking with your lower nature. Let me get that correct. Stop thinking with your lower nature. You men need to learn not to pick a Jada Pickett Smith. I say I can hold her accountable to a degree, but I have to say there's a lot of men who decided, you know what? I just love her. She's so beautiful. She does everything. She did not want to be with him. So what we can learn from that, you men, stop picking women like that. Don't bellyache when the consequences of your choices. Don't be crying when you at the Oscars and you get up and slap someone when you made a choice to what? To pick her. Shout out to Joe Blas. Irrelevant is the best way to describe Monique and Jada. Both been underwater, been water under the bridge. They're poison. Respect, LG. I appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Let me say that again. Thank you, Dante. Please, let me get this. This is it. Will's first interaction with Jada was rejection. Rejection. Why are you dealing with a woman who rejects you? The pimp game didn't told you to, oh my God. I think BOA did a good video. Shout out to Dante, appreciate that. Shout out to you, Dante, appreciate that. The pimp game, let me give you the pimp game. Pimp game done said it. Let me see if I wish I can find it right here. Because the pimp game done said it. The pimps done said it. You don't choose a girl that you like. You choose a girl that likes you. That's where the game really is. Let me say that again. You don't choose a girl that you like. You choose a girl that likes you. Let me say that again. Because y'all missing it. This is where the real game is. The real game is that you choose a what? You choose a girl what? That likes you. That's when you mess up. That's when you clowns, you bellyachers, you criers, Will Smith crying at the Oscars because you chose a woman who didn't choose you. You need to choose a woman who's choosing on you, who want to be on your team. What men can learn from Jada Smith, from Jada, is you need to choose a woman that's choosing on you, who's down with your cause, who's down with you like two flat tires. That's where it is. Stop choosing these women who don't want nothing to do with you. That's the biggest lesson in all of this. I know you may want to have some sex. I know you may want the comfort of a woman night next to you. I know you may want a woman to love you and you can say to your mama, this is my woman. But at the end of the day, stop choosing women who don't choose you. You guys think you want the game, but you don't want the game. This class is tough. I'm telling you, I'm tired of these men belly aching and crying because you thinking about the woman. Man, I'm telling you, these women. No, choose a woman that wants to choose you. You'll get better cooperation. You'll get better respect. You'll get some loving. You'll get some good home cooked meals. You actually, when you get home cooked meals, brothers, you actually live a little longer because you're getting good home cooked meals and not eating out of every Tom, Dick, and Harry place that there is. You got a woman in there cooking meals, and you cooking meals together. You live longer that way. But choose a woman that's choosing on you, that like you. I will tell a story, but the person is in there. But it's a story about a particular person I know. Chose up on me. You gotta realize that's what Will messed up at. He was this movie star. He was this rapper, and which back in the day was a good. I like his raps. Parents just don't understand. Nightmare on Elm Street, I think he did, and some other stuff. He did some other things. But the thing of it is the real game is that you got to get a woman that chews up on you. Per Will's book, Will and Alfonso was saw in the passing. Will walked up to her after she rejected to be his love interest. On the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jada responded was negative. Thank you. That's you guys think. Thank you, Dante. That's you guys thinking that I can change her. You sound just like the women who get with men who bip on their head. He gonna change. He gonna do right. He gonna do something. Sound just like those women who said he's gonna get it together, and he never gets it together. You choosing women who never chose you. Stop. Thank you. Stop being a fan of people who don't care about you. Thank you. I'm just saying, man. After that, Will was on a mission to get her, even knowing initially she didn't want him. She didn't want him even after them. Then that's the real game right there. That's when it's really popping off. Oh, I can change her. I can make her like me. I can give her flowers. I can do all these things. You can do all those things, and guess what? She'll take it and then she'll go. Let me be real clear. She'll take it and go sleep with another dude. While she's sleeping with the other dude, she's laughing at you, watching your texts and putting you on red. Y'all better get this game. This is the real game. All that superficial stuff people been telling you, that fluffy stuff, that ain't it. This is what we can really learn from Jada Smith. Don't choose a woman that ain't chose you. Stop trying to chase cocktail, sniff after her butt, and you know she do not want you. You have on a mission. Your mission was what? Not to change her, but to be on your mission and your purpose. Let her recognize who you are. This where the game is jacked up. I don't know how many years they've been married. Boom, it smacks him back in his face, Will Smith face, because he chose a woman who initially rejected him, didn't want to get married to him, didn't want to have, she had children with him. Okay, we're going to have children. Okay, whatever you want. But really, her heart wasn't there. I promise you, this textbook right here, baby, this is textbook, passing the text around while sipping. Thank you. Passing the text. Oh, look at this. He just texted me. Him just text me. Oh, look at, oh yeah. Why the other guys, you want some more wine? Oh, okay. Telling you, you guys got to recognize the real game. This the real, all that superficial, man. Do not. I wish I could pull the pimping up. He said, do not. And I heard several pimps say this. Don't choose a woman. Why you mess up in the game? Because you choose the woman. See, this is what he said. The logic is you end up doing more for the woman that you like to try to win her over and begin to lose your purpose, your destiny, your money, your career, maybe your Oscar on that. That's the real game. So what men can learn from that, stop chasing. I don't know why we don't get it. I didn't get it at first either, because I was told you need to chase after you did. No. I remember back when I was younger. I'm just saying, let me, because y'all think I'm just talking up here. Creating opportunity for opportunities is like hanging yourself in your own rope. Come on. I remember let me give you some real thing. Back in the day, I was a kid. Go to my grandmother's house, 118th St. Clair. Across the street was a family that my family, everybody was with, you know. They had a little cousin. Her name was Antoinette. That was her name, Antoinette. Antoinette loves some LDA. I was like, I like her cousin more than I like her. But every time Antoinette come over there, she'd ride her bike by me and smile. Antoinette would, how you doing? Hey, LDA. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And I would go the other way. I'm kids now. She said, you want to ride the bike with me? I said, ride the bike with you? And so all the kids would start laughing. She want to ride you around on her bike. I didn't catch it. She wanted me to be on the seat of the bike, and she's in front of me as we ride the bike. I didn't catch. I was like, what? So, a couple of times I did, get on the bike and ride the bike with her while we on the seat. I said, all right. Then one time we was over at her cousin's house, she tried to kiss me. She did everything to try to get me. So her cousin and my brother were good friends. So we had moved and we lived out in Euclid, and she came with her cousin, who is a boy, to see my brother. And guess what happened? Bang! Antoinette popped up at my house with her cousin. Hey, we came to see you. And where's your brother at? Where's Lawrence? I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Antoinette. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. She was choosing hard. She did what she had to do to get next to me. And of course, and for a little bit, for a couple of some, I did say, she is cute. She do got pretty hair, and she was after LDA. I mean, after LDA. I like, my God, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I like,
you can't make this up.
I like, man, she was after LDA. I was like, man, Antoinette. But I found out later she had years later she had passed on. So rest in peace to Antoinette. And the other situation, I used to run cross country with my cousin. We was running cross country and we ran track. I think it was in between junior high school and he was in 10th grade. I was in 9th grade. She told everyone, I was in 10th grade. I just going to ninth with my cousin was in 10th grade. So we ran track, and one of the guys in the neighborhood whose name is Nate. He had a cousin. Same thing, another situation, another cousin. And she was after LDA. I'm like, oh my God. So one time we was by the side of the house, and my parents were gone because I had to watch my sister and brother. And I started kissing Antoine. I started kissing, I can't think of her name. Not Gina, what was her name? Genovia or something like that. I kissed her. I was kissing her. My sister, my little sister, went back and told my mother that looked like LDA's licking water out of the girl's mouth. My mother was heated. Leave that girl alone. Leave that girl alone. That girl ain't no good for you. That girl would come over every weekend during the summertime to try to holler at me. So when the track time came, you know, when you come back from track, we had came back from track. My cousin, he had stepped back to his house, cross country, and then I came back up the hill to my house. And I got into my house, and Nate and his cousin, they were she stayed at the house, and he met up with her. So next thing I know, I said, let me go take a shower. You know, you just got finished running cross country. So I take a shower, then I heard a rumbling noise. I'm like, what's that noise? A little rumbling noise, rumbling. And what happened was Nate and his cousin, they have came into the house, went upstairs, and while I was coming out the shower, going to my bedroom, she was in the bedroom. She was in the bedroom. I can't make this up. I said, no. I ain't getting in trouble. And I don't know what time my mother was coming home because my father was at work, and I don't need them doubly to come home because there's going to be some issues. I didn't want to deal with my mother's face because she didn't like her. And I didn't want to deal with my father saying, why you got this woman, why you got this girl in my room? So I told him to leave, whatever the case may be. So we sort of broke apart. True to nature, my mother was not on it. Couple weeks later, during the summer, she ended up pop up and she's pregnant. My point of the story is she chose up on me. Y'all need to get that in y'all heads. Let them choose up on you. Did I mean you don't do nothing? You don't talk. You don't say, hey, how you doing? But women give so many clues. And I know this whole thing about cold approach and don't approach. I didn't get into that argument. Y'all can argue that on another channel. I'm not doing that. I am not on the you shouldn't choose and this and that. There's choosing signal. There's things that women do. We can have a whole 10 years talking about what a woman do is what she like it, if she don't like it, but she playing a game. I don't got time to do all that breakdown. I don't have time to do all that breakdown. You can go to other channels and find all that out. At the end of the day, choose a woman who's choosing on you. Put that in the chat room for the men. Choose a woman that's choosing up on you. I ain't saying being thirsty. I ain't telling her to do all kind of crazy stuff, but I had to get my stories out. Choose a woman that's choosing up on you. You men need to write that in there. Choose a woman who's choosing up on you, that she likes you more. Will and Jada is a prime example. She never viewed him as what? The prize, the king. She always looked at him as the court jester. She looked at Tupac as the what? Prize, the king, and Will Smith as the court jester. That's the real game. All this other stuff, all this lame talk, that's the real. Choose a woman that's choosing up on you. I would tell another story, but I can't tell it. Choose a woman that's choosing up on you. You waste your time trying to buy flowers, buying her chicken wings, doing all this kind of stuff. Choose a woman that's choosing on you. You trying to do all these things. You running through hoops. You look like one of them little French poodles at a circus running through hoops. And at the end of the day, all you're going to get is some Scooby stats. You ain't going to get nothing. Choose a woman that's choosing up on you. If anything you men can learn from Jada again, choose a woman that's choosing up on you. Telling you, it makes life easier. It makes it, if women were to be honest in here, they'll tell you. They want to look up to the man, not the man looking up to them. They want to look up to their man. They want to view him as the leader, the teacher, the provider, the prophet, the teacher, the leader, the prophet, the provider. They want to look up to the man. But if you always, hey, hi guys, hi, you know what? I mean, so you up there singing every R&B song, every country song about. First you'll sing an R&B song about the woman. You know, girl, I've been thinking about you all day. Ooh, you singing R&B, and then you get at the end of the day when everything go wrong, you singing the country song. I should have never messed with that girl from round the way. Now you got a country song that you're singing. I promise you, this will make your game so much tighter. Your spirituality would just go through the roof. Thank you. Did you even talk to Jada? I never talked to. I don't need to talk. Shout out to my Uncle Alan. Never talked to Jada ever. Never talked to Jada ever. Court jester. So I understand what you're saying. So what you're saying, asking was, this is my uncle. Shout out to my Uncle Alan. So what you're saying, is it possible that I'm making these assumptions or these allegations on just which are on from my own point of view and not based on what she has said in the public? So I have not sat down with Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't think I ever would want to. I would just wave and keep it going. I'll wave and keep it going. Shout out to Uncle Alan. Y'all show Uncle Alan some love. Show my uncle some love. So this the thing. If we were to talk to Jada, what would she really say? If we were to talk to Will Smith, what would she really say? Yeah, Will was listening to some sappy R&B songs at the end of the day. Hello, darkness, my only friend, right? So yeah, did I ever talk to Jada? No, I never talked to Jada. So it would be like, why are you making these things about her? She said enough in social media, online, Instagram, Facebook, TV, that has, if we were to say it in the court where now, you know, she has incriminated herself. Her words have came back to haunt her. She gets no pass. All she is a piece of that's all she is. Will, think about it. Your first marriage was completely better. Think about it. There have been women longing to be with Will Smith. Don't you think the relationship, not saying it wouldn't have problems, that it wouldn't have been no issues, don't you think the relationship would have been 100 times better? I'm gonna ask you a question. Everybody in the chat room, you answer the question. Do you think the relationship with, if Will had chosen or Will had went after a woman that chose up on him, would have been 100 times better? These Amber Turks are being, herds are being, yep, you're right, are being exposed. Yep. Shout out to Johnny Depp. He won his defamation court case. Let me say that again. Shout out to thank you. Going on, Dante. Do you believe? Yep, 100%. Yeah, it would have been 100% completely different. Completely different. Shout out to Johnny Depp. You won the court case. And who really did it, who really put the nail in the casket was his one of the lawyers, which was a woman, and put the nail in the casket for Amber Heard. Shout out to Johnny. Hopefully Johnny learns his, yeah. Y'all need to be careful who you choosing. You should do a live stream on that too. Yeah, I should do a live stream. I got to do my little research on it first before I can talk about it. Hopefully Johnny learns his lesson. Yeah. Johnny Depp, baby. I'm telling you, when you're doing like they used to say, you dink with your ding-a-ling, that's when you get in trouble. That's when you get in trouble. When you're thinking with your ding-a-ling and not with your mind. When you're chasing after her behind, this is when you get in trouble. I've been there. I don't think LDA, don't think I am exempt. I've been there, sniffing after someone, after some woman and after some situation, and it all goes downhill. See, most YouTubers and most people ain't gonna really admit that. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I messed up. Because with my messing up, I can now teach the lesson, don't mess up. Choose a woman who's choosing up on you. Hopefully Johnny did learn his lesson. With that being said, what time is it? Oh, I'm doing real good. I got 3 minutes. Shout out to everyone who did the super chats today. Shout out to the crybabies. Shout out to the crybabies. Shout out to you. And most of all, if you took the time to listen to this whole stream and got to write a long dissertation, commentary, sermonette on what God's going to do to me, you have a rude awakening. You underestimate who you're talking about. I'm giving you this attention on purpose because I'm gonna give an invite. If you vehemently, if you that much disagree with me, you think you disagree with me that much, I will open up the door and you can come up here and speak your piece. Because that's what you really want. You can come up here and speak your piece. But wait, don't get mad when the rabbit has the gun. This is Lawrence D. Adams. Once again, what men can learn from Jada. Choose a woman who chews up on you. With that being said, let me get this for another announcement. Tomorrow will be a short show tomorrow. So I got to go take care of some business. I will be going live. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and I gotta finish cutting it. Gotta get this interview I did last week with Kim Evans. It was some real game, some real game. She asked me some great questions. Got to get this interview, what I did with Kim Evans. It was amazing. You don't want to miss it. This is Lawrence D. Adams. So meet us tomorrow, 12:30. It's probably going to be from 12:30 to 1 tomorrow. So you got to be here on time or I'm out. I got to be out. I got to take care of some business. Shout out to you. Catch up with you guys next time. And we are out of here. We are out of here. Boom. Choose a woman that's choosing up on you, baby. Singing roses, singing R&B songs. And you got to go back and sing a country song because now you're upset because she's gone. You drinking, you trying to see she's like whiskey, Tennessee whiskey. Get the hell out of here. Choosing on women who don't want you. You waste your time dealing with women who don't want you. Once you figure out she don't want you, she's trying to use you, go the other way. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't care how fine she is. Go the other way. Stop trying to convince somebody who don't want you. Stop trying to convince a woman who don't want you. If she wants you, she gonna let you know. Women ain't afraid. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Women that don't even give a rat's butt about you. Just saying. You'll waste your time and your life chasing after people, situations, and things that don't want you at all. Telling you, anytime you chase a baby, the baby gonna run. Oh, let me get out of here. I'm trying to stop.